We had another acceleration in the shift. I think I know why. This is pretty cool. I have a few things proving to me that something just shifted, and it's really, really good. And we knew this was going to come in March, and I think some gateways just opened. I think we've been sort of on our best behavior. I'm going to talk about this. Let's talk about this really cool shift. Welcome to Landria Onkka on YouTube, here to help you break through fears and live an amazing life. Okay, we're going to talk about a shift. It is the end of March right now. We're going into April here shortly, and a noticeable difference occurred. Now, we just went to the spring equinox, and now we're going into what? I don't know, but it sure isn't anything like February was, because February was so weird. Every single appointment, social thing, everything for an entire month totally was messed up. People were missing things. Technology was screwing up appointments. People were missing appointments. It was just nonstop, including my social calendar. I finally realized we're going off schedules. We're going outside of the box. We're going outside of our little robotic way of living and thinking, and we're becoming empowered. We're quitting jobs, and we're going into a world that we've never really known before, and that is, what do I choose that I know is best and highest versus what I'm being told all the time? And we're making higher, more awakened choices, and that is the Great Awakening. Now, that is what I call the New Earth. What is the New Earth? It isn't an alien spacecraft, ET spacecraft coming here to take us away. That's still physical world thinking. It is a shift in consciousness. We are the unconscious mind of the One. We are exploring what it's like for the One to be unconscious. And so we are here in human form to do that in every unconscious way. And that means appearing to be individuals, being diverse and battling that, really thinking about me and what I want and not thinking about the consequences to the whole. And now we're going more into a unified type of thinking. And if you saw my video when I talked about no participation, zero participation and zero tolerance, that means we are no longer saying the world functioning the way it has is okay. And we are now becoming the change for that. Not the criticizers, the battlers, the debaters, all this other garbage that goes on that just keeps this going. It doesn't change anything. We are becoming change makers. So if we don't participate in the bad behavior, in using plastic, in eating chemicals, in taking things that aren't good for us, allowing our children to watch violent things, or ourselves, if we stop participating in that, let's just say the matrix we created that is not very high frequency, then we raise the frequency. And the matrix program that we all agreed to play here all of a sudden becomes a completely different way of living. It's still all an illusion, but we changed the program. Now, what's happening and what did I experience? So I do experiments. If you take any of my courses, come on over. Tap Into Your Power is coming out the first week in April of 2022. And Breakthrough Fear is already in play, 5-star course. And Activate Your Magic is coming out shortly. These are going from tapping into your powers, understanding that power and what we are. We're not individuals. All right? And what I teach you is that if we don't make decisions based on oneness, then we are out of balance. All right? And so when you're in balance, you have a respect for others and the consequences of what you want for yourself. So we always want things that are best and highest for others. An example I gave in Tap Into Your Power in one of my lessons is that if I want something, and I teach you how to use this power, if I want something, does somebody else have to sacrifice or give up for it? Am I asking somebody to get fired because I want that position? Or am I asking that the best, highest position will open up for myself, and that person will find another position that is even better for them? And that if that's not meant to be, then something better and greater for me, that's appropriate, that's great for everybody, will open up. So I always do it in a balanced way. So I started to go into manifestation, purposeful, conscious manifestation, here this week. I just felt a shift. And so I do a test. I do it with feathers, if you've seen me do my feather manifestations. Now, I'm in Florida. I'll give you an example. I'm in Florida. There's birds all over the place. Maybe not like up north, they big flocks. We have big birds, and they're more singular birds than flocks. But you would think there'd be feathers all over the place. There are not. When I moved here last year, I was practicing manifestation with specific colors and feathers, and they always showed up. Now, when I stopped doing that, I purposefully was looking to see if I could find a feather. And it's been about 8 months, and I haven't seen one feather. I purposefully look because I want to know if they are all over the place or if they are showing up when I focus on them. Now, I thought, okay, it's been 8 months. I haven't seen one feather. I'm going to now that I know that they don't just hang around out here, I'm going to manifest one. And I said, and this is the key, and this is what's happening right now. I stated that I desire a feather. It doesn't matter what color it is this time. I didn't say white or black. I said whatever, not at the sacrifice of a bird. I do not wish that a bird lose a feather for me. I would only request a feather because the bird was giving up that feather anyways, and it was expendable, and didn't mind losing the feather, and that it was not any harm to the bird, and that I'm grateful to receive that feather. I turned the corner, and here's the feather. And by the way, I didn't see any other feathers and haven't since. Now, this is not white nor black. I also decided I was going to manifest some really, really big things for my business, and within minutes, they happened. Now, I'm not going to share that with you because I've got some really cool stuff coming out that I want to announce. However, huge stuff that you can't just manifest. I mean, this is not stuff that just happens with the cooperation of other people. Now, again, I only do it if it's best and highest for them and there's a balance. Now, energy has opened up now, and I think what's happening is that we are making higher choices. We are not participating in the things that are out of balance and the same old ego, me, and I need stuff and power and all this stuff to be great. And the world is saying we don't accept that anymore. And we're not going to participate. We're not going to watch anything that is negative, of a negative nature. Information's fine, but we're not going to participate in false information and nor spread that, especially if it's a detriment to people or countries. If that serves no good purpose, you know the deal. We're not going to participate in that anymore. And when we stop participating, what is there? We're not participating in plastic. I have more stuff to show you guys. In fact, even my toothpaste tube that is all natural and healthy, I have to stop using it because I have to up my game. So I have some things I'm going to test for you guys that does not include plastic of any kind. We can't participate in the world. Therefore, we open up gateways to high frequency, amazing, beautiful things happening because we're respecting things now. I'm respecting nature. I would never want this just because I want to manifest something. It would be like, oh my gosh, I'm so grateful. It's a beautiful bird. This was part of their body, and this thing was flying in the air. How cool is that? By the way, do you like my hat? I thought I'd shake it up a little bit. So I feel a huge shift because all of a sudden my manifesting is happening. Now, a few of you have told me, wow, I just think of something and it happens. I've been hearing that a lot lately. And back in February, I heard that time was off, that schedules were off, that things were getting canceled, and that I wasn't the only one experiencing that. Again, when we come out of being regimented robots, then things shift again. And I think it was shifting into not being on schedules, and that people were totally unaware of the time. And now we're going back into it, but at a very like free kind of empowering kind of way. In other words, we're not going back into that regimented program that we created in the Matrix. We're going into a freer, more loving, more compassionate, more, don't tell me how to think and what to do with my body and you know, or give me stuff that I should be doing to the planet that I know darn well is not good. I'm going to start to make independent decisions, higher frequency decisions. Yeah? And it's beautiful. And we have got to stop drinking the Kool-Aid that's poison. And so what do? We don't criticize it because we've been participating willingly because we're unconscious. We're going into the consciousness of the mind of God, the source. We're going back into consciousness, and that means we're catching on. I can walk on water. Literally, okay? Don't need to do that. Maybe not at that point yet. However, it's possible. And now we're believing we can do that. These things you shall do and more, ye are all gods. It's just as easy to manifest a castle as a button. I keep saying this over and over and over again. Say, move mountain and it shall move. Why did we hear those words? Because they're true. It's the words of the power of the one that has no limits. We're done with limitations. Now we're realizing there's nothing to fear anymore. Nothing. We have the ability to change anything, but we have to work as a unified village because we are not separate. So when we work together and we open our arms to what we believe we're enemies and say, you know what, I love you. I know you're in a position where, you know what, the world just doesn't make sense, or you're angry, or you're lost, you know, and so I welcome you. Not expecting, and some of you have said that, I want somebody to awaken. That's not love and compassion. That's the ego wanting more things. Even if you want awakening for somebody else, it's still the ego functioning. That's why you said light battling dark is still battle. So we have to end that, end the control, the I want, you have to be this way, and that I'm the awakened one. It's like we're all amazing, beautiful, and including those who haven't figured out that they are this all-powerful light and that there's no lack. And that power doesn't give you anything, and that giving is receiving, and that, you know, there's love out there. And if you give that, you'll receive it, because those people don't feel love. They're scratching and battling to try and get power and gain attention. And we got to let them know you don't have to do that. Because we're going to place our attention in all the places where compassion comes first. And we're going to see the deep hurt in people. And we're also going to use this beautiful opening that just happened and place real thought into what I'm manifesting. Is it bringing harm to another? Is my ego wanting something just for me? And so you can state what's highest and best for myself and others that brings no harm to others, and that may I be the catalyst for positive change always, and that I accept whatever comes to me because I know it's always in my best interest and that of the one. And that's what we want, my friend. You know, come on over to LandriaOnkka.com. I have free videos, and I'm taking you through, we're going into a whole new training session. I take you into this power. I show you what it is because you are not separate from it. And that's the toughest thing, is to believe that it's one thing and that my thought's creating, not sending it out to something else that creates it. And that's how we think. And we're starting to figure that out. Wait a minute. There's nothing out there reacting to me. I am the thing. I am the one. And the one is beautiful and wants to empower us because we are it. We are the eyes of the one. We are the experience of the one as an individual to know itself. And we're coming out of unconsciousness. And it's amazing. Can you see me? I feel like my eyes are hidden. Bling. All right. Please subscribe and share these. Come on over and take my free courses. Going away shortly. And I'm going to put shorter ones in there. And then you're going to have to come over and join me. The Miracle Circle meets once a month, and you get training, and you get another Miracle Circle recording in there, and you get a practice every month for $29.95. I'm not changing that price. Every month you get, for less than $30, a live session, and then we go into the miracle space and we go into the circle of light and we raise the frequency of the planet, and we place our requests in there and our love and our compassion. We see everything and everyone is perfect. We're changing the planet. You want to join me? Come on over. $30 and you get to get trained on our practices to stay in that high frequency. I want to help you to eliminate the fear. Well, we don't eliminate anything. We break through it. We move past it. We understand what it is because we struggle with nothing. So come on over. Breakthrough Fear is a 5-star course. It's changed lives. And Activate Your Magics, an advanced manifesting course, that's going to be coming out. Don't you take that course unless you're in a position where you understand fear and understand your oneness and your power. And then it'll really be amazing. So great stuff happening in 2022. Portal of some kind. I don't know. I think it was a shift, a huge shift. And I think it's because we're doing it. Right? It doesn't just happen. Nothing happens independently. It appears to be, but it's all cause and effect. I believe that we are going into a different way of thinking and that we're realizing that there are amazing things happening despite what appears to be horrific. Something beautiful is coming from it because we're responding differently and we're showing that that world is not going to continue on like it has in the past and that we are not going to react the same way. And so let's send our prayers that those who are in, who do have voices out there, make beautiful, higher decisions that don't include the same response as our predecessors have made. You're whole and perfect, strong and powerful, loving, harmonious, and happy. Please share these. You can post them anywhere, including on your own channel. You can subscribe here. You can start your own business. These are free videos. Start your own business. We got millions of people are saying, I'll just be a business owner online doing things that I know are good for the planet. Freedom, traveling, doing all kinds of cool stuff. It's a different world out there. Technology can bring us together. You can use anything for higher or lower frequencies. It's up to you. This was not a spiritual butt kick today. This was really good news, huh? We got an energy shift. You're whole and perfect, strong and powerful, loving, harmonious, and happy. Blessings to you, my friend. Namaste.